Ladies and gentlemen, these 4 smochas are going to change your life. These are the best smochas you'll have ever. Trust me. So let's just do a quick rundown. This is a classic smocha, of course, the one that you know and love. It's still a dope smocha. There's this that's inspired by the Ugandan Rolex. I can't wait to show you guys how to make it. There's this one that's the chips smocha, and then there's the Saucy Smocha. Hey guys, today we're going to be starting with these smochas. So this is the OG smocha. And of course, to build an OG smocha, what you need is some kachumbari. You need, of course, smokies. I have several. And you need chapati. Optionally, you could also add ketchup. You could add chili sauce. I'm adding ketchup to mine. I'm going to add that later in the video. So let's start by assembling this. So the first thing you're going to do, take a smoky. And you're going to cut. Not all the way through though. You're going to just leave a bit of space. Something like this. Like a book basically, yeah? So you're going to take one. And of course, if you're feeling a bit expensive, you'll of course add another one. Just be very careful not to go through. Like so. And then we're going to add in some of our kachumbari. Of course, this kachumbari was made with onions, tomatoes, and dania or coriander. So to assemble a smocha, you definitely do need kachumbari. And so for kachumbari, we're keeping it super simple. We have some onions that have been soaking in some salty water for a while. We have our dania or our coriander, and we have our tomatoes. These are tomatoes. And of course, you're gonna salt and season it, but first let's drain these of the water that they are in. That usually really helps with, especially when it comes to eating onions raw, you really want to have it as mild as possible with all the flavor. So I discovered that using hot water sometimes really degrades the crunch, the quality of the onion. So definitely use cold water with some salt. And then next up, we're gonna add in our tomatoes. Now, of course, the fresher the better, because again, you're having these raw. I'm gonna save some for later. So actually, I'm gonna take out a few just for later. I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do with it. And of course, our dania as well. We're not gonna use all of it. Some of it's gonna be used later. You're gonna see when. And there you are. We are going to salt this and mix, and our kachumbari will be ready. To season this, just a bit of salt. And then again, a bit of pepper. You could definitely use bird's eye chilies, but I prefer the flavor of pepper. So I'm using this lemon pepper once again. Then we're gonna mix, mix, mix. And the beauty with kachumbari is that the longer it gets to like meld and stay together, the deeper the flavors get. So you could definitely prepare this beforehand, probably like an hour or so. And here you have it, your kachumbari is ready. Just apply some of that on top as well as in between. So this will come here. Again, you want each smoky to carry its own kachumbari, as well as some for the chapati. So some will go outside, some of course will be in the smoky. Not to worry. Oh, it's not opening all the way through. Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. And there you go. Then once they're like this, of course, you have them in the center of the chapati. We're gonna put some ketchup on. So ketchup on. And then the smoky folding technique, or the smocha folding technique, pardon. Left, down, right. So you want to close this in as tightly as possible. And here we are, our first smocha. The classic, of course. Our next smocha, of course, is going to be the smocha of everyone's dreams, and it is called smocha chipo. And the name explains everything. That is just going to be a smocha with French fries or chips. So again, same process. You're going to add in some kachumbari into your smoky. And if you notice, I'm only using one smoky this time because you have an extra filling of chips. We're going to start with our French fries. These are of course peeled and cut. We're going to start by putting some oil into a pan. This is a pan, very big. And you want that to really come up to temperature. Feels about enough. So once your oil comes to temp, we're gonna add in our fries. Now do this slowly. And all you want is a golden brown. So we're gonna let this stay in the oil for around 4 to 5 minutes before coming back to check on them. Make sure your pan isn't overcrowded so that your fries can cook evenly. And we're gonna do a second pass for these because it's very few fries. So we're gonna fry these twice just to ensure we get that crunchy exterior. So if you're double frying, you're gonna pull them out at this stage right here. This is how they're gonna look. Because you're gonna have them back in the oil again at a higher temperature. So just take them out and fry the rest of your fries. So here are your fries after a bit of frying. We are now gonna fry this again and get that perfect golden color that we're looking for. So we've cranked up our temperatures. We're about to do the second fry. Here we go. Probably add in a bit more. And just make sure all your fries are in a single layer. And almost immediately your fries start browning. Some of them at least do, like look. Some of them will start browning immediately. Just give it time to crunch up and become very crunchy and delicious. So depending on how dark you want your fries, you can let it go for as long as you want, but these are pretty crunchy. I could feel them. And we're gonna pull these out and just fry the rest. And our French fries will be ready for our next smocha. I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be so good. Oh my goodness. So let's pull these out. You can see some of them have browned. Some are a bit lighter, but they're all still pretty crunchy because we fried them twice. Looking forward. So once our fries are ready, we're gonna season them immediately. I'm using some of this aromat right here. Bit of salt. And since aromat is a bit salty, I don't add too much. And finally, some of this lemon pepper. Okay, so we just toss this. And believe it or not, we're ready to assemble. So let's assemble this. French fries, these I fried, twice fried actually. Just add a bit there. Don't need too much because again, remember, you don't want to stuff your smocha, right? Then some ketchup, of course. Now I'm very curious to know if this will be better or, I hope not worse, but better than the last one. The OG smocha, of course. There's a reason it's that popular. So roll it up. Oh, oh. And here we go. Here's our second smocha. This is the French fry smocha. And now we are going to make the Rolex smocha. This is inspired, of course, by the Ugandan Rolex. We already have our Rolex elements here. These are Rolex elements. This is egg with some tomatoes and dania, and of course our chapati. We're gonna grab some of our eggs. Here are our eggs. These are 2 eggs. We're just gonna mix them in. And we're gonna be adding in some tomatoes. So tomatoes go in. Make sure to mix that well. You want your omelette looking something like this. And once your omelette is well mixed in, also gonna go in with some of our dania. Just make sure it's all really incorporated in there. You could definitely do with some more like cheese. You could add some carrot, some cabbage. I did not have all those things. And then to a hot pan, we're gonna drop that in. And then when it's hit the pan, of course, we're gonna season. Be careful to not over season, because remember you could always add salt, but it's really much harder to take away the salt. I'm gonna go in with some fresh cracked black pepper as well. You're just making sure it's a bit more seasoned. And of course, I'm gonna add in some aromat. So we're gonna let that cook until it sets, and then we're gonna flip the egg and then add in our chapati. Once your egg is set, we're gonna turn it. And again, it should release like so. Be very careful because of course our tops is not set yet. And there you go. So we're gonna let the bottom cook, but as that cooks, we're gonna add our chapati. Of course, smocha, so the cha part is gonna be added in. And this does two things. One, it heats the chapati for you. And two, it just makes sure the chapati softens, especially if your chapati has been sitting out for a while. We're gonna give that a few more minutes just to make sure everything's cooked through. And then we're gonna serve. So we're just gonna confirm that our eggs are set on both sides. Just take it and turn it around. And here we are. So we're gonna roll this together with the smokies. So don't roll it right now. Just take it out of the pan. Oops. Just take that right out of the pan and it'll be ready. And now we're gonna add in our smocha. This one we're not gonna use any kachumbari though, so we're not gonna split it open. So this, we're just gonna add in some of our ketchup as well. Just drizzle, drizzle. Well, this one's gonna be a bit harder to roll, so I think we'll just go with the Rolex technique of rolling it all the way through. And don't be scared if any sauce drips or falls down. This is how it looks like. It looks a bit different from the rest, of course. Again, the chapati is also crisped up due to the heat. So this is the Rolex Smocha. For our next smocha, we're gonna be doing a Saucy Smocha. We already made the sauce, here it is. We're gonna be starting off with our onions in some hot oil. We're gonna cook these off. So you want these onions to brown before adding in anything else, just to make sure you're not eating a raw onion. Next in, we're gonna be going with our red and yellow bell peppers. Again, let this cook for a while. Not as long as the onions though, because these are already sweet. If we did have green peppers, they would have to cook a bit longer, but these are okay. Right after this, we're gonna add in some of our soy sauce. I'm using this soy sauce. So be very careful with soy sauce, it's very salty. You'd wanna add a little in first. And once your soy sauce is incorporated, we're also gonna add in some of our ketchup. Not too much. And then our smokies. Now this is for 2 smokies. Make sure that beautiful, beautiful sauce is all over. And then the final step is gonna be garnishing with our dania. So this is some coriander, aka dania. Just add as much as you need or like. And we are done. This is how your smocha sauce should look like. I'm gonna turn down the heat. And we are gonna be assembling. Very delightful sauce. We're using some red and yellow bell peppers. We use some onions, of course some smocha, some ketchup and soy sauce. So this one you have to like put it down across a line. So we roll it up appropriately. Okay, then again, smocha folding technique. Left, down, right. If you forget anything else from this video. And here it is. And here it is. Very beautiful. Woo! Gosh, I'll just go hungry again. And that is how you make these smochas. I hope you love them. I hope you enjoy them. My genuine favorite, of course, has to be the saucy one. But of course, these others also have a special place in my heart. If you do try these, let me know. Tag me on Instagram @Wanyoez. And until next time, see you later. Bon appetit!